Hi, I'm JOGB and this is Jo on the Go. Today I'm off to have my hair cut. So I'm going to see one of my favourite hairdressers, Goncalves, at Nicola for John Peter.
I'm seeing you for ages.
I know, it has actually been 9 months, possibly longer.
9 months since your last haircut.
Well,
is this still my haircut?
Virtually.
You cheated.
I did had there was a tiny little trim by someone.
Exactly where? So let me have a look. Let me see if I can tell.
I don't think you will be able to. Maybe you will. But to be perfectly honest, it didn't need it. I mean, now it does. It's gone too far. It's ridiculous.
It's way too long. It's kind of overpowering you, isn't it?
Is it?
You see, I mean, you've got the most amazing hair.
It's lost its shape. It's looked like
you want to keep it quite long, do you? That's Jo's thing, isn't it? Quite long, beautiful, red, luscious hair.
Yeah.
Okay. No pressure there. I've got one of those sort of philosophies that I don't believe that you should have your hair cut short at a certain age, just because you're a certain age.
No, I would agree. I'd quite like to have long grey hair when I'm old.
Great. I think if it works on you, why not? So what I want to do is actually lighten the load here. So actually create more layers around your face, keeping in mind that your hair fills out a lot, so we don't want it to go like all this here. Yeah, so you want quite soft layers throughout. I think people call it invisible layers, but I just think they're just really soft layers where it's not really chunky, so it's quite loose. And then basically, funnily enough, you can keep a lot of the length because of your height. I mean, it's very important when you have long hair, the sort of ratio of long hair to height. Because sometimes you can have the opposite effect. It could chop you off, you know? So it can make you look much shorter.
I like that. The lift effect. I love what you've done to my hair. I just absolutely adore it. Even though I've got a lot of hair, and it's quite good hair, I've got thick, fat hair, and the only way it gets controlled is with the clever, secret snipping that he does underneath. And
do you like that?
And nobody else does that. Yeah. The care you put into my cut every time. Any other hairdresser gives me a blow dry, and they always say, from every other salon on, they say, a lot of work's gone into this cut. Who did it?
Did they? It cost me a lot of money to be paying out for all these hairdressers.
Well, yeah,
I always find out where you go, and I phone them ahead. Give you 20 quid.
Or check me out on Instagram. I'll better ring him.
Thank you, Jo. That's really nice for you to say.
What do you think is that secret for people finding a hairdresser they truly love? Because that's the biggest issue.
Yeah, I think. I mean, that's basically the main reason why some people don't really like the hair that the hairdresser has given them. Is a lot of the time the communication aspect. So it's really important that you find a hairdresser that you really get on with it. We have a good relationship.
Do we?
And well, I think so.
Do we?
I love you. No, anyway. But we.
It's just really easy. You're easy to talk to. Yeah.
And it has to be easy because basically you're creating a character for a person when you're cutting their haircut, and the hairdresser's job is to find that person. And so the more information you guys can share, the more information you can give your hairdresser about you, even things you might feel insecure about. My hair's too thin. I don't know. Some people have very kind of particular concerns of throwing it. But the more information you could give your hairdresser, the better. The more of your fears that you have with hairdressers and phobias, that's really also really, really good. And actually showing photographs to your hairdresser gives your hairdresser an idea, not necessarily to copy the hairstyle, but basically an idea of where you're coming from. So you showed me a picture before of what you wanted me to cut your hair, which was an absolutely gorgeous picture.
It was.
I just didn't really understand how you were going to walk away with
it.
And you definitely,
But it's also because it had a fringe, and I don't suit a fringe because I've got a tiny forehead.
Yeah, I don't see you with a fringe.
Clearly, because I haven't got one.
But also,
Leave it
you
to the
can see
expert.
your forehead really quite short. And if
tiny.
you bring in
It's
a lot of fringe in, so it kind of just shortens your face a bit more. And I like a bit more of your face. But you do have shape around here.
Yes,
so we
you
can see all your lovely cheekbones.
Oh,
And this is the
lovely
thing.
cheekbones.
This
Well,
is the
that's it.
thing with the conversation with your hairdresser. You can work out, these sort of little scenarios.
But don't you find that people are so lacking in confidence quite often about themselves that what a hairdresser perceives, a bit like a cosmetic doctor, I suppose, what an expert perceives as a feature, the individual doesn't always perceive as their
I
feature.
agree. When a client sat on my chair, am I making that person feel more confident with the way she looks? And I'm really happy with it when she leaves my chair, because I don't allow any clients come out of my chair unless I'm 100% happy with them. And sometimes, when I'm not 100% sure, which is rare, I do phone them up. I phone them up. You
phone them up. You
I
just
do.
grab them by
I
the scruff
text
neck,
them.
Ram them back in the seat. And
I'd love to do
tie
that
them back in the
sometimes.
seat. Stay there.
No, stop!
I'm
No,
not
it's
ready.
always stand the clients up.
Yes,
Because we
you do.
often see people sat down, and you forget that that person's got height. It might be 5'5", it might be 6 foot, 6'5", and that changes the dynamics of our hair. So sometimes when a client stands up for a chair, I'll go, oh no, I need to cut that a little bit more. Sometimes I'm going, hang on, just wait.
Oh shit.
Let me just do a minute. And they go, look, I've been here a while and I need to go to work. Well, I have clients that come from all over the world, literally.
I was going to say, actually, what's the furthest anybody has travelled to?
Australia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's really funny. It was an Australian
just a little old
actress.
London for a haircut.
Yeah, it was an Australian
Bloody hell.
actress, and
Expensive cut.
my phone went, and I picked up my phone. I could hear is that the sea in the background? And she's going, Joelle, it's da 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 da. I'm just saying, I booked an appointment. I'm coming to see you. I'm just literally driving my car. I've just come off the beach. I'm driving, and then I'm on my way to London to see you. So I'm just warning you.
Just warning you. Cancel your diary, darling.
Yeah. I never really considered being a hairdresser. I wanted to move to London. I was always a bit ambitious. And I was at school, and I'd heard that there was this little barber shop in the area where I lived, looking for somebody to, sweep the floor and all this sort of thing. So I went to work there, and I think I was about 14 or something. And it was a very interesting barber shop. They used to do wrestlers' hair. And on a Friday night when the wrestlers used to come in, because there was a lot of wrestlers in Manchester. It was a long way from where I am now, but but anyway, so we used to have all these wrestlers, and they saw this little scrawny little kid there, and I would shampoo their hair, and they would then teach me wrestling tricks, but actually they would just like to practice on me and put my hand up my back. I was always going home crying. But anyway, and one day I did a little test where they make you shave a balloon. So they put foam on the balloon, then you have to shave it with a cutthroat razor. I passed that. And then I was going along, not knowing what to do with my life. And then one day I opened a hairdresser journal. I saw this picture of these hairdressers on a catwalk. It was 6 or 8 hairdressers, and they were all cute. They were all dressed in black, and they all looked like super serious, and very forward and creative. But just at the end of that line, on this brightly white catwalk, there was this hairdresser. He was Japanese, and he was leaning over. He had a red and green rugby shirt on, and the model whose hair he was doing was also leaning over the chair, and they were both laughing their heads off. and I don't know why, but that image was. I just decided that that's what I wanted to do. It just looked like so much fun, and I don't know. But it was it's funny what can start you off in your career path. So
I have never laughed as much as I do when I'm sitting in your chair, I must admit.
But it was a happy job. I mean, they call it work for Joe. Come on, it's not work. So anyway, I found out that this was Vidal Sassoon, so I went along for a job. And because I passed as a barber in this other little, I thought I was a hairdresser. So I went along because I was so naive. And And I told them I wanted to be a hairdresser, and I was a hairdresser, and they gave me a test. So I took my poor girlfriend in at the time, and I took her in as a model. And during the course of doing this haircut, I could hear footsteps coming downstairs, and people kept sticking their heads around the corner and then sauntering off. And then I could hear them running back upstairs, and then a few minutes later, somebody else had come down, and I'm thinking to myself, I've got this nailed.
They're watching a genius in action.
Genius,
a genius in action.
Yes, I have arrived. Anyway. So they failed me. And I went for this job. I don't know. I think years ago, but I went for this job about 12 times or whatever. I just kept going back, and they kept turning me down.
Yeah.
And then eventually they got so fed up with me, and the manager Leon, he gave me I think it was a 6-week trial or something. Normally they would give 3 months, so they gave me 6 weeks. A whole year went by, and I didn't say anything to anybody.
You get paid,
I just think they
just
forgot about it. But what I was doing was I was going home, cutting all my family's hair, and that they still haven't forgiven me. And then, but I would then find pictures, and I go to the local nightclubs, and I'd find the right girls, and I would,
That's a different story.
And
it's
a whole
video,
story.
yeah.
And
Your wife
basically
hasn't
that's
seen that
thing.
one.
Anyway, a year later, just as I got all my strength, and I said to the manager, I said, listen, I was on a few week trial, and it's like a year later now. What, have I got the job? They went, oh God, yeah, you're doing brilliantly. And all that time I'd spent like really stressed.
And now you're with the lovely Nicola Clark.
Yes,
Colour Queen.
Colour Queen. She's Colour Queen.
Yeah, I mean, everyone loves her.
Yeah, I love Nicola. I've known her for years. When I was doing a lot of editorial work, I'd always hear about her, and then I just kept saying to the guys at John Frieda when I was working, you need to get this girl in. And I hadn't met her, I'd heard about her. And then when she came, when you meet somebody and you just instantly connect. And it's been like that ever since. And we've spent 4 years apart, because I was working at Daniel Galvin for a little while, the lovely Daniel Galvin. And then and Nicola opened the salon, and she says, look, you've got to come and work with me. And that was brilliant, and I love it just being here. But she's incredible, such a huge celebrity hairdresser. I have complete respect for her, but she's very, very normal, and I think we have a lot in common with her. We're not very often new clients come and they say, actually, you're not what I imagined, and I think they probably imagined me like a big hairdresser, like Norman Wisdom in that film back in the day.
I don't know what he's talking about, because
it's a great film. You should watch it. It's hilarious.
Too young. I don't know what you're talking about.
I just never see hairdressing like that. I just see it, I just see it very much as this one-to-one with a client.
And so, lastly, if someone was coming to you for the first time, what tip would you give them to make, or if going to any hairdresser for the first time, what do you think you would want to hear them say? Yeah.
Lots of praise. You're amazing.
I meant something constructive.
Oh, okay, fair enough. And I think they should be themselves, and I think very importantly they should project the right image of themselves. Don't go out and buy an outfit because you're going to a posh salon. If you dress in jeans and t-shirts, come in and jeans and t-shirts. If you don't wash your hair and you just put it back, do that, because what any hairdresser would do is get a sense of that, and I think that's the most important beginning of the journey. To answer your question, Joe, did you like that?
I love it.
That was good.
Because I love him.
Hope you enjoyed Joe on the Go, and thank you for watching. Please like, follow, subscribe to my various channels on Instagram, YouTube, and do check out my lifestyle wellness blog, Living It Up, on jogbliving.com.